All right, hey guys, welcome back. It is the very end of September, almost October here, almost bow season. It sounds like the fall bite's heating up. Talked to some people here at the boat ramp today, and just nothing but good news. It's been getting cold every night, nice during the day, pretty consistent weather going on, so I'm pretty excited about that. But like I said, I brought the GoPro and a few batteries. Just gonna kind of come out here and do a little fishing, maybe catch a couple, but I don't know. It's kind of getting towards the end of the year. I'm just making the most of the last couple trips that I get to come out here. So I apologize if I'm not really talking about what I'm doing a whole lot or whatever. I'll maybe try to, if I'm getting on them, I'll maybe try to take a minute to talk about stuff. But yeah, like I said, I'm just living it up these last couple trips down here. I think I got a tournament next weekend I might fish in, so I'm gonna see if we can find a couple today. Wish me luck, because I might need it. Right, hooked up. Smallie. It's like the fourth bite that I've had in here. Just a little guy. I hooked into a decent one and lost it, but I've had some bites. I just haven't been able to hook up with them until that one. I literally just lost one in the catch before that. Alright guys, switched things up from what I was doing. Got into a slough. Found a really good looking cut bank. And I hooked up with a nice largie. Here we go. Just had to turn the camera on here. I wasn't recording right when I started fishing it, but like I said, good looking cut bank. The water looks like it's coming up a little bit, so some of the grass is in the water. That's what you want when you're looking for some of these, but it almost seemed like there might have been a couple of them because I had one hit it and then I caught this one. But either way, that's a really good sign. We're gonna get back in there and see if we can catch another one. We figured him out. We figured him out now. Oh, let's go. Look at that one, guys. We definitely haven't figured out. I've fished a lot of stuff between last weekend when I was down here and then today, and just a lot of stuff that didn't feel right, and I wasn't really catching a lot of fish or any good quality fish. And now I'm seeing some life. I'm seeing some bait fish. I'm seeing some good. You can see on this cut bank right here behind me, there's grass that's down in the water. And it seems like if there isn't that grass, if it's just mud and all the grass is up out of the water, it's not as good. But this is a good one. We found it. We found the juice. Look at that, guys. Oh man, that's awesome. Let's get some more. So today I'm gonna talk a little bit about how to pick apart sloughs on the Mississippi River. Obviously, they're going to be different parts of the year, different times of the year, and there are certain times when, personally, I don't even mess around with fishing in the sloughs very much. But there's usually always current going through a lot of these sloughs, which will keep the fish in those sloughs all year round. Especially in the middle of the summer when it's hot, the fish want to be in the current. They're not going to be in that calm, stagnant water. So trying to get off the main channel and away from everyone and into a good slough can be a really good thing to do. So pretty much the three things that I'm going to target when I'm fishing in sloughs is going to be cut banks, points, and then also I'm going to fish a lot of wood going through the sloughs. So just kind of to talk about each of those real quick. Cut banks can be one of my favorite things to fish of all time, but a lot of times if the water's been high and it drops, the cut banks aren't the best. The best is usually when the water's low and the grass grows really good on the bank, and then that water will rise and you'll actually have grass that is going into the water from the bank, or there's grass under the water, and it's not just a straight mud bank. And then every time there's like a little bit of a you know, if there's a little clump of mud with some grass on it, it's just creating a little current break, and that's a high percentage spot where those fish will sit. So those cut banks can be really good. And then basically the way that I'm gonna go about it is I'm gonna fish these cut banks, and then every time that I come to a good looking point, or I see a point that I like, I'm gonna stop and fish it. And most of the time the fish are gonna be pretty close to the bank on these points, but every once in a while, especially when you have those long, shallow, tapering points, they could be way off there. And always just keep your eyes peeled for bait fish and fish that are just feeding. That's actually a way where I find a lot of my fish, is just idling or fishing, and you see them start feeding. Biggin. Biggin. Yes, look at that. Right off of a point. That one came off of a point. Just classic Mississippi River backwater slough fishing today. That's what's going on here. God, that's a quality fish. They're quality ones too. That's the thing, is you find areas like this, you can bump into groups of fish, or a fish here, a fish there, that no one else is gonna find, because it's just like, you know, picking stuff apart and trying to find a needle in a haystack. And I could be going past fish and someone else picks them up. So that's the thing about this though. I mean, good quality fish, you can catch them. You just gotta mess around and figure it out a little bit. So always keep your head on a swivel, and you know, just keep your eye out for things like that. And then when it comes to fishing wood, there's a lot of trees that you'll find going through these sloughs. And to kind of narrow it down, what I like to do is find an area that doesn't have very many, and then, you know, the trees are more isolated and you can fish those. And what that actually does is when the fish need to find cover and there's only a few pieces, those are going to be high percentage pieces of cover. But if you have a spot where it's just tree after tree after tree, there might only be fish on a couple of those trees, and you have to fish all of them to find which ones they're going to be on. So just try to find the isolated structure. And looking at a slough on the Mississippi, they all look very similar. But once you start jumping into it and just breaking each one of them down, it can be a very, very good way to catch fish on this river, and some good quality fish that maybe no one else is finding. Guys, wasn't recording. I got one battery left, and trying to save the battery for tonight when we go hunting for youth season. But just caught a small bass and then doinked this one right here. Pretty nice fish, but another cut bank here right off of the main channel, and it paid off big. Yes. All right, guys, getting off the water here a little bit earlier than what I planned on, but the river's getting pretty busy, and I gotta get ready because I'm gonna go out and do some deer hunting tonight with Fisher. So we're gonna head out of here, but it's been a pretty good day. We didn't really catch a lot of fish, but I was kind of targeting more quality. There's a couple areas, community holes, I knew I could probably go catch them, but you don't really learn a whole lot doing that. So I'm pretty happy with how the day went. Definitely developed a good pattern there, fishing those cut banks and a couple points and stuff like that. Just classic slough fishing. So we're gonna go ahead and get everything else packed up and get out of here. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.